It's a totally two-dimensional character of Tom Brady, and that's what he was in this interview. Yeah, we're happy to be here competing, and it's great to do stuff for charity, and it's going to be really tough because we're going up against two really good guys. I'm happy to be doing it again this year. Had a lot of fun last year and having a really good offseason. It's going to be tough to defend that Super Bowl championship, but we're working hard trying to do it, and we're just really happy to be out here and doing a good thing for charity. That is Tom Brady. And then there was Aaron Rodgers, who is a very three-dimensional character because Aaron Rodgers is snarky and he's sarcastic and he says things without saying things but doesn't say some things. And he's got these never-ending battles behind the scenes. Family, clearly there's something there that he's battling through with his parents, with his brothers. He's estranged. He's battled through coach relationships. Clearly, Mike McCarthy, there was something there that was unspoken. He has obviously been at some type of tension point with his Packers front office. We didn't know the extent of this last season, that he wanted to keep a fourth string or fifth string wide receiver or a backup tight end. He had problems with all of that. He said he was okay with the Jordan Love pick. Apparently he's not. And then, of course, there's the high-profile breakups with Olivia Munn and Danica Patrick. Aaron Rodgers is not a two-dimensional. If I asked 100 people about Aaron Rodgers, from the person that doesn't know anything about sports to the person that knows everything about sports, you'd have 100 different answers. Well, I don't know about Aaron Rodgers. Or, I think he's like this. Or, I don't know if he's like this. Or maybe he's like this. You'd have a million different things to say. And yesterday this was crystallized in this interview. Brady was the two-dimensional, we're just happy to be competing again, and this is going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be really good, and, we're just going to go out there and earn money for charity. And then you had Aaron Rodgers, who was asked about, tongue-in-cheek, his quiet offseason by the broadcaster/MC of this event, which was Brian Anderson. And Aaron Rodgers, if he was Tom Brady, would have said, well, obviously there's been a lot in the news made about my situation with the Packers, but obviously we're just going to move forward here, and this is about a charity golf event, and, the football stuff is on one side, but this is obviously not about football. But instead, Rodgers took the bait, and Rodgers, in this answer, may have said nothing, but also may have said everything. And I was watching this going, this is so pure Aaron Rodgers, where you don't know what his intent is. And his intent could be just being a sarcastic jerk. It might be. Let me play for you the clip here, and you make your own read on what Rodgers meant or didn't mean.
It's been a nice, peaceful offseason for you, it sounds like, KR.
Thank you, BA. It's been one of those quiet off seasons you just dream about, where you can just kind of go through your process on your own quietly. And, that's all you can ask for as an older player in the league and someone who's been around for a long time and just enjoys that time to yourself, to just relax, to not be bothered, to not have any obligations or anything going on. And, I think that's what this offseason's been about. It's been about really enjoying my time and spending it where I want to spend it and not feeling like I have to go anywhere, not having any responsibilities, but still being an NFL player at the same time. It's been great.
Okay, so on the one hand, you're like, oh, Aaron Rodgers kind of didn't say anything. Those are all like cliche platitudes and, he's having a nice offseason, whatever. And then you think about it and you're like, oh, wait a second. Every part of that was sarcastic. And as he's answering the question, they have all four of their faces on the screen as they're doing this kind of like extended zoom. And Brady's just smiling like, yeah, he's going to go there. Yup, this is Rodgers. Yup, this is Rodgers being a smartass. And Brady is amused because Brady can't be that guy. Brady's face shows on this. He can't be the guy that's like snarky, sarcastic, taking obvious jabs at his employer. Brady's got to be two-dimensional. Rodgers doesn't care. And Merez, when Rodgers says it's been a quiet offseason, okay, that could be a joke. Nothing really to report here, yada, yada, yada. But he says, he doesn't have to be anywhere he doesn't want to be. He gets to be where he wants to be without any responsibilities. And that obviously is a shot at the Packers saying, I don't want to be there. And because I don't want to be there, I'm not going to be there. And he still said, but still being an NFL quarterback. I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's the Da Vinci Code trying to decode Aaron Rodgers' sarcasm and what he really means and what's the shot of the Packers. And I think here he absolutely is taking a shot by being a jerk at his front office.
Absolutely. NDA adds in that this is the offseason you dream of. Dream of! Packer fans are on the edge of their seats wondering what the heck is going to happen. And he's just toying with them, toying with the organization, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care because in the end, he probably feels like he'll win fandom over. He knows he's going to be just all right whether he's the Packer quarterback or not. But absolutely, he was sitting there waiting for that question and couldn't wait to tell it the way he told it, straight-faced like that. And I don't know. I think in the public opinion, if you want to, the court of public opinion, I feel like yesterday was the first time during this whole saga where I felt this pendulum kind of swung to, all right, Aaron, enough, we get it, where everybody's been so team Aaron for how long now?
Well, there's a couple of things there. To unpack this even further, Brian Anderson, who was the MC there, the host, broadcast Brewers games. And so I'm sure that Rodgers and Anderson have a relationship because even in that, sounds like they have a friendship. Anderson calls him AR and Rodgers calls him BA. Like, thanks, BA. So I think you're right. My guess is this was teed up. And Rodgers like, hey, ask me about the offseason. Hey, ask me about this offseason. Now, maybe it's done to create some attention on this The Match event. And the Bleacher Report executives know and the Turner executives know, hey, this is good for buzz. This will make headlines because this was the quote that kind of made headlines. But it is clearly served up for Rodgers to tee off on. So Rodgers wants to discuss or comment the offseason. But the discussion is it's a quiet offseason, and I'm doing what I want to do, and I don't have any responsibilities, and I love it. And it's obviously sticking the knife in and twisting. And I've been pro Rodgers for a long time, feeling as though the Packers haven't done enough to support him, and Mike McCarthy ended up, by the end of his tenure, being a stubborn boob, and this year, and the Jordan Love pick, I screamed bloody murder about how stupid it was. So I have been in the camp of supporting Rodgers more. But yesterday, along with all of his other comments/no comments this offseason, has started to really anger me because it's one thing to have your issues with your boss. It's another thing to make a game out of them. And that's what he's doing now. He's not saying anything, but saying everything. He's not being clear with his wants or his desires, but he's having fun at everybody's expense. And that's where it becomes Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to try to use the best word here. I would not use this word, but he's being a jerk. I would use 2 or 3 other words. He's being a bleep. He's just being a bleep, which is I'm having fun at your expense. And okay, Rodgers might feel as though he's been done wrong or he deserves more respect or he wants Gutekunst out or whatever he wants. But now you have a city, you have a fan base, you have a state that is hanging on everything and hoping beyond hope, I would imagine most people, that it can be solved and rectified and you will come back. And you are just playing a fiddle, whistling all along. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm leading everybody, and I don't care, and I might do Jeopardy, and I might do this, and I might do that, and maybe I'll do an interview, and maybe I won't, and maybe when I jump on with Kenny Mayne, maybe I'll discuss this, maybe I won't, and maybe on the match I'll discuss it, maybe I won't, but da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm doing what I want, and I'm in Hawaii, and I have those photos out in public, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that part of it is just being a jerk. And that's the nicest way I could put it. It's just being a jerk. It is being in a relationship with somebody that really loves you and wants to kind of make this whole, and you just dragging them on social media, or sometimes texting them back, or sometimes ghosting them, and just being like, da 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 da, not caring about any of the collateral damage. That I don't like. That I can't get on board with. If you're Rodgers and you've got issues with your front office, I would take your side. If you've got issues with the Jordan Love pick, I've taken your side. If you want to just have an internal, like, I want this, and if I don't get this, this is what's going to happen, A plus B, I can get behind that. I can't get behind fiddling through the media and the fields of Green Bay, just like, hunky-dory, I'm screwing everybody up. The entire offseason is about me, and I love it. That Mraz, that's where he loses me.
Exactly. And DA, one other note of this is not audio-wise, too. How about the blurred-out background, like the mysterious, is he still in Hawaii? Is he not part of this either, which was so calculated as well? I'm not at minicamp, but I'm going to blur out exactly where I am in the background, and I'm going to give you all the breadcrumbs about how relaxed my offseason is, but you're not going to know exactly where I am right now. That also another element of the words we can't use on the air and what he was doing as well.
Yeah, he's got that Zoom background where you can blur out what's behind you, and people assume that it was like this beautiful Hawaiian backdrop with palm trees and beaches, and he's like, I'm exactly where I want to be, not in Wisconsin. Ha, 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 suckers.